happy all the day, Billy boy, Billy boy. Hurrah, up she rises, hurrah, up she rises, hurrah, up she rises. Away up, away up, away up, away up, away up.
The historical old city of Newcastle was settled around the mouth of the Hunter River over 150 years ago, bounded on one side by the vast Hunter Valley and on the other side by the waters of the blue South Pacific. On the most easterly point stands the famous Nobby's Island, a mariner's guide for many years. In the 1860s, it was not unusual to see as many as 30 sailing vessels to enter the harbor. Today such exciting and colorful scenes are gone, although the wreck of the French bark Adolphe, which went aground in 1904, is a constant reminder to sightseers of Newcastle of the great sailing ship days. Young anglers have great sport fishing in her sunken hull.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
One of the more recent memories cherished by the sea-loving people of Newcastle was the visit to the port a few years ago of the bark Law Hill. Even the seabirds sent out white-winged welcome. The Law Hill was one of the few surviving square riggers, and her farewell visit to the old seaport was indeed an historic occasion. As she slipped quietly over the bar, one could almost imagine the stirring scenes of earlier days when scores of similar craft lay at anchor on the harbor. Like a great winged bird, the Law Hill furled her sails as she came to rest at the Dolphins. Shore leave for the crew found the old ship deserted and silent. Left to herself, what a tale this fine old windjammer could tell. Perhaps it would be about the great 16,000 miles grain race from Australia to England around Cape Horn. Now only a memory for the few square riggers that remained. But all too soon, shore leave was over, and the crew back at work. There was much to be done. Decks to be washed, winches checked, halyards renewed, sails to be mended, stores replenished, woodwork repainted, and high aloft, yard arms to be overhauled before the ship was ready to sail again.
She's the comfort of me life, but she cannot leave her mother, oh me charming Billy boy. And she makes a cherry pie, Billy boy, Billy boy. And she makes a cherry pie, me Billy boy. She can make a cherry pie, quick as cat and wink her eye, but she cannot leave her mother, oh me charming Billy boy.
All being ready and the great sea calling once more, waited anxiously for the command to cast off the shorelines. tugboats at her side, the bark Law Hill moved down the harbour. The ship's flags were flown as the people of Newcastle turned out to bid her farewell.
On golden sand, and we're bound for the right.
As the ship approached the open sea, the long-awaited order came, and soon sailors were aloft unfurling the great billowing sails.
My bonny young girl, on for the right. Goodbye to Sally and goodbye to Sue. Away I ride on, and you are listening. Well, goodbye to you. For we're gone.
Once on the open Pacific and the pilot's job being done, the Windjammer was free to sail off to distant ports. With her great white sails full spread, the Law Hill made a picture as fine as on any artist's canvas. The course was set, and as the wind filled the sails, the old ship was soon moving away toward the distant horizon. And so she made her graceful departure. Bark Law Hill, the last of the Windjammers.